And this year, everything is going brilliant because we had no rain all March. Absolutely amazing. You have so many trees. Why they're not dying? Well, because there is so many trees. It is really making up, because that's the next thing. Yeah, our own food. And then it's our clothing. And you mind your clothing when you make them yourself. Yeah, I'm married to the land.
Hey, welcome to a new episode of the Food Forest podcast. And today with us we have Astrid Adler, who has Ireland's oldest food forest. It's been cultivated for more than 20 years on 1.5 acres in County Clare. And she describes her land as really the worst of the worst, how she found it so many years ago. It was overgrazed, compacted, former bogland, and it's 7 kilometers from the coast. And we all know in Ireland that can sometimes be heavy, being close to the coast, but she managed to create a beautiful place. And she's not only busy with food foresting, she's also an artist doing art, mime, music, and also craft work. How are you doing, Astrid? Welcome.
I'm good. Yeah, good
So
evening.
you started. You're not from Ireland originally, no?
No, I started out in Germany. I was born basically. I was born in Cologne, but when I was 1 year old, we moved basically into forest.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I grew up. But then I lived 14 years in Holland as well, and then in '99 I moved to Ireland.
And how was the move from Holland to Ireland?
Yeah, you know how you move. You look for a house for
But I
eight.
mean, like, it's a different terrain, right?
Yeah, but you see, I already moved from Germany to Holland, so I knew. And when I came to Ireland, it was for me. People often ask, what was your decision? But there was not really a decision. I never felt somewhere at home, and in Ireland, that was the first time I felt at home. It was like this weird feeling. Yeah, you were homesick. Oh, that's what homesick is. So yeah, I mean, make a long story short, I had to.
Oh,
It
yeah.
makes sense to me. It makes sense to me because I mean, what they say, like you turn more Irish than the Irish, and pretty much I still have the bloody accent, but
Yeah. Yeah, but it's amazing. And on another podcast, we have been talking about your ecological identity. That's as a human being, that we all have a kind of ecological identity and a biotope that fits the best with you, that really can talk to you and really speaks to you, resonates with you, and so that's what happened. Ireland was like saying, "Oh, Astrid, this is where you belong."
yeah, oh yeah, but I heard from several people that it seems to do that anyway. I need
Uh,
you, stay here, like, and it makes a lot of sense to me now. Absolutely.
yeah,
Like
crazy.
okay, with former art and working in schools and all this, but as now certainly with the tropic, um, and yeah, I'm married to the land, basically.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But you're also living self-sufficiently, right? Or
Um,
almost?
yeah, I mean, from a 1.5 acres, I never buy fruit or vegetables. I have my own firewood, and yeah, and other things. There is basket willow coming off it. Gives me an income, making baskets, this sort of things then as well. But I don't know if you follow that as well. A year ago I bought 4.5 acres.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, what is 10 minutes drive from my place, more into Loop Head, so closer to the sea, the river,
Oh, wow.
exactly between river and sea. I think it's 4 kilometers each way, and but already less frost again, so they can make really big differences here, microclimates, and that's
Yeah,
another.
yeah,
Yeah, this is because my place kind of grew by itself, and then when Syntropic came, I got it because I was doing the things already intuitively out of gut feeling, and it all fell into place. It all made so much sense to me. There was more people who listened to the talk but didn't get it. But because I suddenly had the science to it, I suddenly had the confirmation. So looking with a syntropic eye, observing nature, like, because it was all
Yeah.
out of my own observations.
Yeah. You were doing it intuitively, and then sometimes when you do things intuitively, you're like thinking, okay, am I the only one doing it? And then you hear like Ernst Gutsch talking about it and talking about the entire syntropic ID, and then you're like, wow, so it does make sense and what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah. You're not the crazy one
Confirmation.
anymore, but it is anyway. I mean, syntropic is based on observation of nature. It makes
Yeah.
sense. And I think so with the new land, that really is invoice and workable, and as well, I want it to be a community thing as well in the future, so that people take over a role, learn how to manage it, and it is sort of my pension plan, and for the grandchildren sort of thing.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I have not my own grandchildren, but and then hopefully as well that farmers see, because that's the thing. We can talk, but you have to do it. When you
Yeah.
start doing it and people go like, what, apples in the bog? Yeah. So when they see that you achieve what you're doing, then they take you
Yeah.
seriously. Otherwise, you're just
Yeah.
hippie. So,
Yeah.
and that is important. So that's why with the new land, yeah, I'm not going on holidays. I put all my money into land.
Yeah.
So I adjust really the entropic to island, because this is not Brazil here. It's not eucalyptus and bananas growing. So you have to find different. Yeah. Plus, we have a very unique climate.
Yeah.
You all have problem with drought. We have a problem with too much water. Too much water, too much wind.
Can you maybe quickly explain what bogland means for people who
Okay,
don't really know it? What it means, what kind of soil it is, what the consequences are, maybe also
yeah.
the history about people draining the bogs, and I don't know how much drained your bog is or not.
I live in Mon Moor, what means actually the big moor. I think moor is another word. I think that's more related to Dutch English and stuff. So it's highly acidic soil. It's very acidic soil.
What's the pH approximately?
Idea like
For
for something, yeah. So
yeah.
even when so I see that on my land, even if it's very dense planted and building soil and stuff, but we have our winter is that fields are flooded. My place, when I go to my next door farmer to get the milk, he always goes like, "How is your place?" And I go, "All gone again." But we had,
Gone again. Oh my
yeah,
god.
all gone.
And then you need a kayak
Because of
to go
all
to
the
your trees.
trees, all the trees, just suck it up. It's regulating, of course, really quickly. But I do have situations where we had, when was that, last year? I think it was last year, April, we had the rain coming down, what normally in the winter comes. So you had a lot
Hmm.
of plants already waking up. I lost a lot of my wild onions and stuff really struggling because of fungi.
Hmm.
Moldy. And this year everything is going brilliant because we had no rain all March. Absolutely amazing. And then again in May. I mean, it was crazy. Such an amount of berries. Yeah. So, but yeah, bogland is indeed the yeah, you struggle with the pH, but
Yeah.
me knowing nothing about it, I just planted everywhere. Where are you still planting trees? Oh, there was a square meter, there was nothing. So yeah, so
The crazy tree planter.
with the tropic, it just confirmed so much. And then it just went even more, And
Yeah.
now with the new land, it's really structured, because to manage my 1.5 acres is, I can't use help, because everywhere is stuff. I change pathways because a tree comes up. So
Yeah.
even for myself, it's not really manageable. On the other side, I enjoy go or end up really with my cicatrice and my silky and my sickle and end up in the corner of my land I haven't been for months and go like, oh great, chop and drop and this and that. So, but because there's a lot of pockets, I actually don't come much.
Yeah.
I can observe what nature does as well. So there is a different thing to it, but every situation is different. I mean, everybody thinks, well, 100 acres is much bigger. Yeah, because it has so many little different scenarios.
Yeah.
So,
And it's constant conversation you're having.
yeah.
It's hard to say somebody, well, go and pick the apples. It's like over there in row number 5. No, there are no rows. It's just like you have to find your way through the wilderness.
Where you step, there is stuff growing under it.
Like, don't enter.
Yeah. So it's more of a, call it bowl system, but it is more pleasing to the eye. Yes, if you have it around the house, but it's absolutely not practical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how do you do it, Astrid? Because from what people learn in food forestry is that you should, like in an ideal world, at least have 50 to 80 centimeters without water in the soil. So it's like a zone where there's never groundwater. That's like the ideal scenario. But the way you're describing it, you need a kayak to go to your trees if there's too much water. What kind of trees survive in that condition? Because a peatland, it's an accumulation of a lot of carbon, so it's also like super carbon rich. How do you do that? Like, what plants survive? And maybe an extra question to add, like, do you adjust the relief of your garden, that you, for example, sometimes like have higher mountains or little hills and then little swells under it?
Okay, so if you grow vegetables in Ireland, everything is grown in high beds. Potatoes, ridges, yeah, it's all because indeed otherwise. But so I have to start talking about succession here. What you first indeed do, you plant your willow trees, willow alder, that can handle this, and massively, as much as you can, basically.
Like one every 5 centimeters if you need to. One stick.
I mean, what I do as well in the beginning, what I did in the beginning of a lot was doing these willow hedges. You you immediately have a bit of a windbreak, and you plant them indeed 5 centimeters apart. Yes, absolutely. So on my new land, I go 10 centimeters apart, but I have all biomass willow, and I know now, I get 10 years and then they start thinning themselves out. They grow right beside each other before they go like, okay, now I'm going out.
No, it's too much.
As close as possible, absolutely. But so that the first thing is really, you go with succession, or what you see, what moves in first. You have the rushes, and then what moves in first is brambles and willow. And my mistake was, cutting all the brambles. Why? It's perfect. It's exactly where young trees actually sow themselves out under, because there's no grass. Yes. I have no deer, so otherwise it is deer protection as well, or hares. I do have a hare, but he doesn't really nibble at trees. So you really go, instead of waiting hundreds of years till nature has done that, you plant you let the brambles everywhere, and you plant loads and lots and lots and lots and willow, and alder works as well. So you push that, and then after a few years you can start dropping, and you can add your next trees. You're not planting any apple or fruit trees. They won't do. Simple as that, or indeed you have a bit of a drier patch. Of course, there is a ditch and this and that, so there you can try and put something more demanding. But yeah, so your roots of the trees work like a sponge. Or when we had a drought, Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
it's 4 weeks no rain, and then people are, oh, so you have so many trees, why they're not dying? Well, because there is so many trees, because they manage to water the sponge when, yeah. So, yeah, because we can have those situations as well, but yeah, it's not, I mean, the Irish panic immediately. So multi more important, Um, so now, the interesting thing was that where I planted apple trees first, an old neighbor came and said, he was like 80 something. And he said, like, when I was a little boy, there was apple trees there, and I came over here and stole them. I said, like, I'm planting them again, and they're
Oh,
start
cool.
fruiting. You come and steal them again.
Amazing. How good for that guy that he now can go and steal them again. But
Yeah.
it's nice that it used to be like that, and now it's
So that was really interesting. And that is in front of the house. So that's where I planted the first apple trees as well. So that was really interesting that actually there were apple trees. So yeah. But when you look at my land, there is a lot of different scenarios. Beside the house in front of the shed, there is quite deep soil because the manure always went there from the cows. While on the other side, there was no soil really. I mean, 2 inch or something, and then you start eating the clay. Or in the drainage, where does the water go, and does it go at all? But you see how more you have planted, drainage as well, that sorts itself out through roots. On the new land, that's different because that's not bogland.
okay.
Okay, I have the problem. The good thing is it has more light because it's between the
Yeah.
river and the sea. You get
Yeah.
really more light.
Yeah.
But of course, there is no wind protection in place yet. But
Yeah.
I know how that goes as
Need a
well.
lot of hedges.
Yeah, I know how that goes as well. Eliminate the wind again, plant loads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And there the soil is probably the deposition of silt from the river. Like the rich deposition that made the
No,
soil
the
better
river.
maybe?
No, there is some interesting layer. What is because I have a hole. They all refer to Sonny Barney's hole because it was not a well. It was dug to function as a well. Sonny Barney's hole, and there was one layer. What was indeed silt, red, what would be iron, but you find that under the bog layer as well.
Okay.
So I don't think the river really was there.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah,
interesting.
it's the
Yeah.
estuary. And
Yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
are, I mean, there is height differences and cliffs. And so I don't think the river really was there, but I don't know. Not really sure.
Yeah. All right, interesting. Maybe let's go back to the apples. So, like in the beginning when you lived there, it was impossible to plant apples. Now it is possible. What made
No,
it
you're right.
possible?
I actually did plant apples very quickly
Ah,
because
okay.
that same spot where I heard there was apples. So
All right.
why? And they always were doing kind of okay. Why? But I think as well there was good drainage in place and mature ash trees. In the 60s, the farmers all got ash trees and planted them along the boundaries of field boundaries.
Mhm.
So that probably made a difference as well. And I don't know. I mean, it had grown apples there before, so why? But that is so often. You can have just 1.5 acre and there is massive differences. Why is something
Yeah.
working here and why is it not working there? Yeah.
And what other species are growing right now on your
I'm doing a plant count at the moment since
All
last year.
right. Come on. Tell about
And
it. What plans?
so
Become super curious.
super you're curious. Santon is really okay. One's a bit drier, but doesn't mind poor. So indeed, on higher ditch things.
What was that? Is it Juneberry? Is it the same as Juneberry?
On sea box on
Sea buckthorn. Yeah. Okay.
orange,
Yeah.
super
Yeah. Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Yeah.
means, and for women who don't want to have
Yeah. Elaeagnus rhamnoides. Yeah. Love them. They grow where I live as well. They're like one of
berries.
the highest sources of
Yeah,
vitamin C. Yeah.
yeah. All kinds of berries, or your black, your white, your red currants, different types in that as well. Early, late ones, big ones, small ones. Gooseberries, climbing gooseberry, bush gooseberry, loganberry, raspberries, cloudberry. Yeah, what is that? Japanese something, a creeping one. But that is
All
looking
right.
for its place at the moment. Is walking around
Okay.
and looking where do I like, because I don't know, so I let it go. Let's see where it goes. I haven't had berries yet. Let me see on the berry side. Yes, you try everything edible. People give me plants, and first question is, can I eat it? No, it's just
Yeah.
beautiful.
Not interested. I've got the same thing. Like, I don't even want to learn that plant if it's not edible
Yeah.
or medicinal.
And I will be here the whole podcast just mentioning stuff, what I'm growing, what you can eat. When I just go, the whole wild stuff. So all
Yeah.
the wild stuff. And I really, my sister, when I turned 11, gave me a book of wild plants that you could eat. So
Oh
I
yeah.
always, all
Love those.
in the forest, came home with the blackberries and the nettles and this and that, and I wanted to more, and you don't learn that in school. So yeah, and that is where your first abundance comes from, and
Oh
from the
yeah.
blackberry. So we very often don't see the abundance. Yeah, and there is more and more sources how to make this stupid stuff actually tasty and not just edible. Yeah,
Yeah. There's a
that
big
was
difference
happening with
sometimes.
herby. I call it herby, and I really love that. I'm not so there is so much what you can eat in wild, and hey, invasive
Mm. Yeah.
wild plants. Yeah, absolutely
Sometimes
lovely.
they are
That
still the
we call
best.
the leek everywhere. It's brilliant. I'm not growing any onions or vegetables. Kale, why grow kale? There's so much stuff you just can eat. Why grow spinach? There's nettles everywhere. I mean, why would I eat? And we all have enough to do anyway. So see this, yeah, see the abundance. See the abundance. What does by
But you
its,
have to know it. You have to know it.
yeah.
Yeah, if you like, I remember at the beginning that I was growing salad and they were all eaten by snails and I was super angry.
Why
And then
growing
next to it,
salad?
next to it, there was like mallow growing, and
Yeah,
I was like, I didn't know it was edible. I was like, but
yeah.
this freaking plant is growing here, and then I looked it up and I was like, okay, the leaves are like salad, and I don't have to do anything. It just grows like a weed. How stupid would I be not to just like do nothing and only eat that?
Yeah, no, my salad is basically flowers. I'm
Yeah.
absolutely the best is daylilies. Oh my God.
Oh yes, hemerocalis. Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
love
mean,
them
and
so much.
yeah, and I have a orangey yellow one, what is filled. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
full salad. You
It's
throw in,
crazy how tasty it is.
you
It's
hack it in, and
crazy.
you just throw in some crow
Yeah.
garlic bulbs or whatever, and crunch, crunch,
Hmm.
crunch. Oh, absolutely delicious. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I was like just before our podcast, I was like helping to finish a food forest design we're making, and I was like giving feedback on it, and I was like, okay, we need like a lot of daylilies, like but a lot because they're the best. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I have to say again, because of my soil, I don't get much root bulbs because you can eat the root, the whole plant. It's really nice
Hmm.
when they come up in spring. You can cut the shoots, what is kind of a compact thing, and they easily come back again. So don't worry to cut them and think like, no problem. Lovely, sweet, veg sort of, yeah. So, yeah, and that is really, no, what I grow in veg is beans, peas, and now mangelwurzel. That is really easy to grow. That, yeah, parsnips. I grow what grows well here.
Yeah, it's like the
Forget
beets, right?
courgettes, and that is such an amendment on soil. I'm not going to do this. Like,
Hmm.
I do, yes, horse manure, seaweed, but mainly I'm looking for stuff what what grows without input. I mean,
What will
syntropic
grow
is
as a weed?
without input. The principle of syntropic is without input. The only input is plants in your work. So
Yeah.
I even on my land, then I have that separated where I consequently do that and see like, okay, when can I start grow peas and beans? And another where I indeed add horse manure and seaweed and stuff.
Do you also have a lot of like aquatic edible plants?
Water.
Like
No,
water plants,
no, really, no, really. I have
cattail or something?
Yeah, no, I dug a pond there, and there is some, well, I still don't know what it is. And some Russian friend told me, oh, yeah, we're eating this, but it's one of these parsley. I know it's not the deadly one. That,
Oh yeah. I know which one you mean. Yeah. You have
yeah,
to be careful with
um,
because they look like.
it's not that one, I know. But yeah, they all have a lovely parsley, parsnipy, celery smell.
Yeah.
No, not further, particularly water plants. No,
Yeah.
for food like no.
What I really like about your food forest is that you don't just grow food of your food forest, but also like materials. You weave, you spin, you teach people how to work with nettle, with wool willow. Can you tell me more about how you like? What are the products you can make out of those?
Yeah. So indeed, when on Facebook, when I started to do the food vows plant count, I realized in a certain stage it's everything. It's everything we need. Everything we need, we can, get from a forest. So I was really looking like how you would you call that then life forest because it's not just food, but
No.
it's our first. Of course, it's our first need is food.
Yeah.
But
We preferably have food every day, right? You don't need a basket made from willows every day, but it's in the next thing you after a while you'd like to have something to carry the food in.
yeah. I mean, it's food and shelter is first, like but. Yeah, because someone is self-sufficient, and I don't like shopping. I like bartering. Yeah,
Mm,
and you only get good stuff by bartering because the
nice.
makers, yeah, that's, we go heritage markets. What's my latest now? Figured out how to make candles from tallow. So we barter. That's the only way how we get good stuff. If I need a tool, I go to the blacksmith, and a barter. But I couldn't afford a
Cool.
tool. Yeah, but that is so it was for me it's always very important indeed this self-sufficient and heat is important,
Mhm.
and I indeed one more, so you are tough. So we were burning turf. So that was as well going like, And so when I suddenly realized like, hey, I actually have my own firewood, that was huge for me. That
Oh
was
yeah.
huge for me. I tell
What firewood are you burning?
I'm getting now into the better stuff. So not only willow anymore. Then I did a lot with ash, but we have ash dieback. So yeah, it's still ash I'm burning there as well. But this year they actually did quite good because ash is you coppice it and it regrows, and I would cut it so that I don't have to split it. That it just about fits in the range.
Oh yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
So that is first it is about 8, 10 years, and then from after that is every 6 years you can cut it. So
Okay.
it does that you 3 months and you can burn it. I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, it's a problem. So we hope that they get quickly over it. And what I start now is sycamore. Sycamore is kind of So start planting sycamore to because I did a lot with ash.
Yeah. And do you have like also more the harder woods? Let's
Yeah,
like
no, so no,
oak.
yeah,
Is it able to grow like maybe they have like special bog oaks, right? Like the
yeah,
Quercus
you
palustris,
see,
for example.
that is of course as well with species who are Irish species, they're obviously adapted to our pissing rain.
Hmm.
So, okay, like No, I mean, I planted a lot of oaks. There's a lot of oaks. But you see as well, oaks I plant now grow, of course, much faster than what I
Yeah,
planted 20 years ago. Because you
yeah,
see,
yeah.
they do nothing. Yeah, okay, don't die. Actually, this year, for the first time, not for the first time, I've seen fruit on oaks here and there. But now I see it really a lot. I think the
Oh yeah.
sessile oak. Yeah, we have the peduncular and the sessile oak, and I think the sessile oak is right. I have to better look around, but the first time really well fruiting. So that is great.
Oh,
Another
nice.
food source.
And you eat them too?
You see, when I was 11, that's when I made my first acorn bread. I have done
Ooh. Oh
stuff
my God.
years ago.
You found your passion at such a young age. It's amazing. Some people
Yeah,
have to wait until they're 50 years old to realize, well, I want to be more in nature. It's so nice you already at 11 years old
yeah.
made
No,
that
it was,
connection.
yeah, okay. Then indeed, art and punk and all that came in between.
Well, food forest is also like punk, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, nice. And what do you make with nettles, for example?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yes. Okay. So the baskets, that is as well a return for me because I give workshops and how to make living fence and domes and bloody bloody blue and workshops. I'm not a basket maker. Yeah, you're not. I'm not. I make baskets who will do. They are
Yeah,
not beautiful, but I'm not interested in this. Yeah,
they're functional.
exactly. I want that
Yeah.
everybody is able to make a basket because you run
Yeah.
around and suddenly you have loads of blackberries and you think like, oh my God, I need something to put it in. So you just
Yeah.
make a basket then. The nettle, yeah, I developed when I heard you can make fiber of it. So I was doing and then at a certain stage, I didn't like how you were told to process it. And then you see my hands just do something. I
Uh-huh.
never stopped playing. Or what I think now actually is that you see I'm a healer as well, so I can channel, I can talk to trees, that I channel my ancestors through my hands.
Oh, wow.
That's why I'm self-taught in almost everything. So
Yeah.
I think that's what happens, that my hands just do, and I find different solutions, or I find out how it works. So with a nettle, then I developed really a technique there is on YouTube, it's, what is it? Scraping the nettles. Yeah. And then, yes, I always have to have an impossible mission. So I decided I have to make a dress and it has to be all dyed with natural colors, da-di-da-di. Yeah, and it's 4 years and I'm still at it. But yeah, there's so many things to do. But yeah, there's workshops then as well. And I'm the nettle woman on the heritage markets and it's fun,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
So
So you scrape the nettles to get the fibers out of it, and then with those fibers you can
you
you,
spin
like
it. Yeah, you can spin it and plant fibers. Actually, this coming weekend, I'm giving a workshop in fibers, plant fibers, and animal fibers. So, and we do the nettle there as well.
yeah.
Yes, and I decided as well 3 years ago. I said, like, I never ever gonna buy clothing anymore, not even secondhand,
All right.
because we all have too much clothes anyway.
Yeah, you can. I think you can clothe the next 7 generations of people with the clothes we currently
Yes,
have.
our cupboards are full with this
We
nonsense.
don't need it,
Yeah,
or
and
not as much.
I already repaired clothing on purpose with different color patches just to make a statement. It's repaired. Can you see it?
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Love it.
And now being able to, knowing about fiber and be able to harvest it and spin it and weave it and knit it. I'm not a really good spinner. I am not a really good weaver. Okay, spinning nettle is tricky. Yeah, spinning wool is easy. And then spinning flax, okay, and spinning nettle. I mean, every single curse word you can think about. was
So it's not difficult to spin. I could like learn it to
It's not
spin
really.
nettle
Oh,
fibers.
some people find it easier with the spindle, and some people find it easier with the spinning wheel. It's kind of funny, but I think
Okay.
the spindle is kind of handy because you can take it everywhere.
Yeah.
So no, I think it's basics. It is really making up because that's the next thing. Yeah, our own food, and then it's our clothing, and you mind your clothing when you make them yourself.
Oh yeah. Of
My
course.
God, you really repair those bloody socks, you know? Yeah. And I think that is another thing. And clothes when you look at traditional clothing, how beautiful it is. As
Oh
soon
yeah.
as you have the edge of something wearing off, a beautiful edge comes on it. It's upgrading your clothes. They just get more beautiful because you repair them, you know? We lost those skills I think that is fashion nonsense, so that is another thing indeed, the fibers. I have then indeed have a linen tree, so the linen is really for more rope. When you look at clothing,
What's the name of the tree?
Yes.
Linden?
Linden.
Can you make ropes out of linden tree?
The fiber of the linden
Ooh,
is.
really?
I actually recreated the first fiber shoes or sandals found and
Oh
walked the
God.
season on them. What was actually really comfortable, was really nice.
Wow.
Because I like to run barefoot, but then I constantly have to pick out thorns. So that
That's
was.
handy. Oh wow.
So yeah, the Stone Age thing. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so with and I also heard you use some other plants, but I can't remember which plant it was to use stuff to make stuff.
Fiber?
Yeah. No, I'm looking for the name of the plant you're using. A plant that I think I saw it somewhere online that you used, that I thought, oh my God, can you make things with that plant as well?
Make things with so many plants. It's all there. Yeah, I don't.
No, it wasn't, but I'm actually happy to talk about those two because am I correct to believe that you really, you don't want to shop anymore? So you like make everything yourself.
I
Soap,
still buy coffee
sun
and
protection.
chocolate, lads. I do.
What?
I still buy coffee and chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Who wouldn't? Ireland is still not hot enough.
Yeah, no, indeed. We're working on it.
Yes, we're doing our best. Maybe in 20, 30 years. But so how do you make soap out of your food forest? Do you use
No, there is okay, really soap making is now my next step with the tallow because I have hardwoods to burn now as well. So the oak and hawthorn that is coming now finally. So and then making the lye of that and then make tallow soap. So that's my next thing.
what is
But
tallow?
your tallow is the fat around the kidneys.
Fat around kidneys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And around the kidneys of the cow, that is the hardest. That's where you can make candles
Ah,
from.
yeah. And so
Well,
you
you
have
need
to kill an
that.
animal to get that.
Yeah, I get it from the local butcher. The one day
Yeah.
you see the cows running around in the field, and for
Yeah.
nothing. It's ridiculous. We're not eating too much cows, no, but we're just not eating everything. That's the
Mm.
problem.
Yeah.
Use
So it's a
everything. That's gone. I mean, it's ridiculous. They always just take the cream off. That I as well because I don't use seed oils anymore because I realized sunflower oil was yellow. And I
oh
made
yeah.
and I made sunflower oil once, and that goes
Yeah.
off within a week, and it's kind of green yellow, and it smells like
Yeah.
sunflowers. And I thought, like, that's it. I'm not buying this nonsense anymore.
That's the real
And then
deal.
I
Yeah.
thought, like, okay, tallow. And I do everything with tallow. And since I do this, I have less urge to eat meat because I have the tallow.
All
Yeah.
right.
And if I have urge to eat meat, I have to eat meat because I do a lot of physical work. You can't. And I eat cashew nuts, yes, as well.
Yeah.
Still
You
listening.
don't grow them either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And sun protection, you also use tallow for that?
no, normally you shouldn't use oils for sun protection because then you're sizzling, right? Afterwards, yes, you can. No, the leaves from the horse chestnut. I mean, you maybe heard the story, yeah, in a hot day, sit under a horse chestnut. It's
Okay.
not only because they make nice shadow, but so when you take the leaves and you go vigorously around like this, in a certain stage you get the moist out and just put that on I don't burn anymore. But that is, or if you can make a tea as well, and you actually see a little film on top of the water. So that is UV protection.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Our
So,
favorite books are urban books, but the old ones, not the modern
yeah,
old
no,
ones.
I love to read them too. And both my grandmother and aunt are herbalists, and it's just
Okay,
amazing
yeah, nice.
all the things you can do. But I've never heard about that one. That's so, yeah, it's really cool. So as we actually this episode, it's not a food forest episode anymore, but life forest. I like it. Really
Yeah,
do.
like, is it you think that's the word for it, life forest? I don't
Well,
know really. I didn't really
you
find.
invented the word, and I think it's pretty cool. But yeah,
Mm,
yeah, it's pretty cool. Just yeah, you are proving that you can like accept your cashew nuts and and your chocolate and coffee, but they also come from a life forest, just not yours. Just yeah, we still have to trade, and exchange goods with other countries. But so you have a life forest. What else of products that you're using that normally people buy in stores? You get like the most wide eyes about. People are like, oh my god, really?
there is a funny one, typical Astrid one. Mushrooms, right? So,
Huh?
and there is the ink mushroom. What gets what gets really, I think it's a very common one, so probably everybody's seen it. Just a normal brownie mushroom, but then it starts getting black and actually starts dripping. So what did
Mm-hmm.
Astrid do? She puts the dripping in a pot and uses it as eyeliner.
So your eyeliner comes from the inky cap mushroom.
Yeah, well, I don't use makeup anymore because it's just all wimples and things, and then I'm gonna be all out, and so, but
But you
uh,
can do it.
it worked perfectly. It
Oh
works.
my god,
Not
that's
irritating,
amazing.
like
Yeah.
sometimes, and your ears just start running, or your eyes start running, not your ears. Why would your ears running?
Yeah,
But
but that's
yeah,
incredible because people are putting so much rubbish on their face or
yeah,
on their body and people don't realize that everything they put on their skin is it's like eating it. You
yeah.
shouldn't put anything on your skin you cannot eat or cannot like digest via your skin. That's so it needs to be natural, otherwise it comes into your body. So that's brilliant.
And I think
Other typical Astrid things we really need to know?
the typical aesthetic, oh my God, I don't know. For me, it's normal. I'm always in this
Yeah, but a
stage.
lot of people, yeah, barely know that you can eat, yeah, linden leaves or that you can eat
Lilies are lovely.
or can eat nettles. I've
Yeah,
given
most
like yeah, I've given
nettles is
tours.
kind of the first thing what they go, oh yeah, I can eat wild stuff. Nettles, but do they still sting?
Yes, they do if you put them raw in your mouth.
Actually, yeah, but actually there's another thing. It is actually really good to handle nettles and get stung. Okay, I think
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
knows the dog leaf thing, to go put dog leaf afterwards on it. But if you get stung and start with young nettles who don't have a strong sting yet and observe it, see it more as a tinkling experience sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
Because since I'm started to do nettles, fiber from nettles, and I started handling them a lot, I realized that all insects bites and sting reactions are hardly there anymore. I used to have with what is it, the mosquitoes.
Hmm.
Oh my God, as a child, you were in a group somewhere, and then it was like, oh, I have 4 bites. I have 42, and they all would swell up. I still have white
Oh,
marks.
no.
So, but now it doesn't matter if it's a horsefly, it's a bee, a wasp, an ant. Doesn't matter if it bites me or stings me, it itches a bit and that's it. No reaction anymore. And that, I think, is the histamine. So it is really the best thing for insect bites is actually
Yeah.
handling nettles. Get
Oh
used to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
We
Builds
need
up
to.
amazingly your immunity. Like, and we have here midges, these tiny flies. They
Oh
look
yeah.
like an apple cake or something. They get everywhere and in your ears and stuff. So beginning of the season, I still find them annoying, and then now, like, yeah. So it's good.
So
It's
yeah.
done. Yeah.
It's amazing how you, at one hand, yeah, are inspired obviously by books or by people to try out new things, but also really are connected to your very inner self, to your ancestors, like you talked
Mm.
about, to the source. It doesn't matter how you want to call it. A lot of people are stuck in their heads, are also afraid to do new stuff, are also afraid to fail, and because of that have a kind of analysis paralysis and just don't do anything or just keep on doing the things they're doing today. What would your advice be to people who are like listening to you and like saying, "Oh my God, Astrid, what an incredible woman. Oh my God, I wish I only had like 1% of Astrid inside of me or more." What would you advise them to become a little bit more Astrid?
Now, first, I tell you the curse. I have to do things compulsory different.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think, like, Astrid, just do this like everybody does it, and you are finished much quicker. Okay, that's the other side of it. It's just, oh my God, and it's great. No, there is really okay, I think, okay, let me actually go really deep here. We all are damaged, and that means we don't really know who we are because we have holes. Something is missing, either in this life or ancestral. Something, and we fill this hole with stuff, distraction, entertainment, whatever, or with a fake us. How do I do on present myself? Yeah. So, and that is indeed, but so when you go like and talk fear, be afraid being yourself, that comes indeed like from that piece what is missing is still there, but it's outside you. But it had to save itself because otherwise you would have died. Say something out in your childhood or whatever, and it was emotional, so strong. If that wouldn't have jumped out, you literally would have died. But it sits there and behaves like a cornered wild animal. And we all know this when we are triggered. Triggers are great because they show you where your hurt is. And to bring this back, it's never going to go away. There is no magic wand making it go away because then you still have a hole. It needs to be transformed to come back. And it's transformed, and this incredible ugly monster becomes a beautiful little boy and girl, actually, whatever. Then you become more and more yourself, and then you know what you are and what you want. So that is why we are, and of course, I mean, capitalism doesn't want you this. This is silly.
Mm. Yeah, capitalism doesn't want the world to become more Astrid.
We haven't had proper healing since more than 2,000 years, okay? Because Catholicism, Roman Catholic Church was very much aware of this and after this, and it's now actually that people are more open again. And the other thing is, to come back to the forest, nature is unconditional love. There is no bad trees or plants or invasive or colonizing. That's war language. It doesn't do this. And nature works all together, not as one tree, and it has loads of time as well. So, indeed, just walking in the forest or working with nature and being constantly aware how you observe. And I'm using this militant word, fighting for the light. No, they share it. Yeah, so, but I put that plant in, it doesn't do. Yeah, well, it's probably too early or the wrong soil. Yeah, so the learning what is unconditional love is really a thing. A really practical thing. It's really pragmatic board. What is like your whiteboard or whatever, or a book. And you put everything in there, images, words, poems, whatever you see attracts you, what gives you a good feeling, what you like. And if it is, what do I want? Who am I? And even if it's the most ridiculous things, even if you want 1,000,000 acres and plant food forests, doesn't matter. Write it down. Write it all down. And you get a pretty good idea who you are or what you want. And then you check, like, okay, what I'm doing now and what you feed grows, right?
Yeah,
So this
definitely.
belongs as well. Poor me, poor me, poor me. I can't get out of here. And there's no land in the area. Maybe it's not your land, but we need people who help us. We cannot manage that land on our own. Yeah, so the people who go like, I never will have the money for land, da-di-da-di-do. I saved a lot of. How do you make money? By not spending it.
By using the horse chestnut leaves as sun cream and don't buying
Stop shopping. You
toxic
know,
stuff to put in your skin.
move out of the bloody city. First, get a job somewhere else. As soon as you're out of the city, make friends with the farmers, and before you know, you have a plot where you can start. Yeah. And why does it need to be my land? Not necessary.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, most definitely. Well, thank you for your beautiful speech you just gave. That was a very profound answer to how can we like at least adapt, yeah, to become 1% Astrid or more. That's
No,
that's
don't become
beautiful.
me.
No, but like have this kind of spirit you have, you know. It's
Okay,
the
accept it.
the yeah, no, the intuition, the craziness factor in the good way, the also trying to do the opposite things of everybody else. It's sometimes good to do that, you know. We need more people who are creative and just not follow the masses. It's like with ants. You have like a lot of ants are following each other, but there are like a couple of ants who are always like trying to explore new things, and then they kidnap other ants to bring to that place, and they have to kidnap them for a couple of times, until the ants say, okay, it's true, there is more sugar over there. Let's follow the explorer ants, and you're one of these explorer ants, and we need more of them.
I'm going to confused now. Oh, the ants do that as an
Yeah,
animal.
You're doing something very natural. You're one of these crazy explorer ants, and we need like lots of them. So yeah, that's crazy. Before we wrap up this podcast, if you would have a magic wand, and maybe you have one, I don't know, that you could like do anything with it on this planet, as big as, or as small as you want, how would you use it?
What's my wish like?
Yeah.
What,
There's no limitations. You could do everything with your magic wand. What would you manifest into this world or into your life?
but, well, for myself, I think I have my magic wand. Everything goes how that all is fine. But for the whole world, I'd say indeed that quite simple. No fear.
No fear.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I think that's something.
That would help a lot. Yeah. Well, I've really enjoyed talking with you, Astrid, and I really love the refreshing view you have on food forests. That it's, yeah, we have to stop using the word food forest and rebrand this podcast to the Life Forest podcast. That's like number one on the list. And have to see that something much more broad, because you cannot just get your food out of it. We already know that you can get medicine out of it. We had Anna Strobart, UK-based woman who grows her medicine in the food forest, and who's a herbalist. And so we know we can have medicine, but you can also have fibers, sunscreen, eyeliners. Yeah, we probably only scratched the surface here. We could you probably have like hundreds of these super cool potions and stuff you make from your food forest or life forest. So yeah, I think it will really open some people's eyes to see what we can all do. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate your time, and also I'm glad you still have a computer to share all your knowledge with the world. Thank you.
reception. He only comes out because he's in an online meeting or a podcast.
Yeah, but
And
it's
if you go to a place to have proper internet, do this. And here, but here is as well. I only have to scream when something goes wrong, and he helps me. So that's good. Yes, I still phone, and yes, but that is important. Share. That's anyway what the world told me. Astrid, you need to write a book. I can't write a book. Yeah, well, you can do podcasts. Okay. Yeah. Share my knowledge. Thank you for having me.
oh, with pleasure. Yeah. Are there any last words before we end this you want to share with the world? All right. Do you grow your own tobacco?
I do.
All right.
Not enough yet. I know, it's
Yeah.
a bad habit.
What leaves do you use? Or like to roll them you use like regular paper you buy in the store, or you may
Yeah,
also have
yeah. No, I had a pipe. I have a pipe as well. But
yeah.
no, what I'm doing at the moment with the tobacco really is I train it to grow in Ireland.
Okay.
Because I mean, every country had their own tobacco seeds,
Yeah.
and those come from America. And I'm already kind of 5, 6 generations in,
All
but I
right.
still have to. So from inside it went outside now. So now I'm indeed looking. Okay, what does well? What's not eaten by the slugs? What does make big leaves? So it's slowly getting there. Yeah.
All right, and I know we probably shouldn't be promoting tobacco on the Food Forest podcast, but still, it's even a smoke forest. So it's a life forest. You can do everything, even like grow your own
For the peace
tobacco, but don't do it. We're not gonna advise people to go on that road. But if they're smoking, they better grow it themselves. It's much better. Well, thank you so much, Astrid. Thank you for joining the Food Forest podcast. Really enjoyed this episode. As you know, as always, you can go to the show notes on foodforestpodcast.com, where you can see links to Astrid, her work, to her Facebook page, and to other cool stuff she did to share with the world. Follow her and try to be a bit more Astrid and grow your own stuff, not just your food, but you can grow everything in your food forest. All right, see you next week for the next episode.